Good morning, everyone. So this morning we are talking about the vaccine passport. So we have some clips to show you all, and you will take a look at them, and then we will get into a nice discussion. Yeah. So it's all about.
Hey, it's your girl Trika Tree, and Burnteen TV is where we bring the vibes.
Burnteen TV is about merging online lives with basic unconventional raw nutrition services, giving it a TV effect while streaming live.
Morning, everybody. Welcome to the Saturday morning show with the Burn team. Are we talking what?
Yeah.
Vaccine passport.
So that was clip number 1, right? That is the clip number 1. St. Vincent protest. Right, that was a massive protest. The Prime Minister, the other members of Parliament, they started talking about mandating vaccines, and the people just didn't agree with that. The citizens say, no, we ain't going through that. And they decided to have a protest, and unfortunately, during the protest, someone would have felt a stone at the Prime Minister. Yeah, so he is actually in hospital being treated at the moment. And I think his doctor would have told him if it had only gone lower to his temple, it was very close, it could have led to his death. Yeah.
I think he's in Barbados right now, resting.
Yeah, he's resting. Right, so that was St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So that happened in Kingston. Right? That happened in St. Vincent. So people, you'll see what is going on out there. So why we think it's only in...
Jisan is asking for you guys to send her the link. Send her the link.
Yes, we are seeing, don't worry, we're seeing it. Right. Good morning, Candice. So we have Tobago on the inside.
Morning, Candice.
So it's not only in Trinidad and Tobago. I think that sometimes we feel like it's only Trinidad and Tobago experiencing COVID and, this whole pandemic. The pandemic is something international. It's worldwide. Everyone is experiencing this pandemic at the moment.
Yep.
And I think that is what we really need to come to terms with. It's not just we alone. It's everybody. Yeah. I even saw persons laughing their reaction was laughter to what happened in St. Vincent. And that is no laughing matter, right? It's very serious. Yes, people, they want to stand up for their rights, but in doing so, it can be peaceful. That's just my view. Right? It could have been peaceful. It didn't have to fell the prime minister with any stone in his.
I totally agree. I totally agree with that.
Good afternoon. It's afternoon over there.
Afternoon, Jizan.
Hi, afternoon, Mike.
You get up?
Hi, Jizan.
You wake up? Oh, God. Eh, look who.
The man at the house.
Let me see everything. Want to see everything?
Let the man at the house.
You want to see everything?
Yeah, just
No, Mike, not yours.
Oh,
Right? So,
We're talking about Jizan.
Mike just
not
raised
Jizan.
his t-shirt there. Mike, you okay, Mike? I feel you have something else in that cup, you know.
What going on with you this morning, Mike? You get up the wrong side of the bed?
them wake me up. They wake me up. They wake me up.
Anyway, we're talking about vaccine passport. So yes, Shika, continue.
Yes.
Oh, wait.
Talking about the protests and
We put disclaimer to everything, right?
yeah, disclaimer to what you just do too, because I don't know about that. So the protest, we can't have peaceful protests. They didn't have to pelt a stone at the Prime Minister. Yes, he may not agree with what it is he is saying and what he's putting in place, but there was no need for that type of violence. Imagine you go on to peaceful, some person may have, but we see the burning cars, it was real chaos, people screaming. That is a whole different thing from carnival, That is mass chaos. Chaos that can cause people their lives. Anything could go wrong in a protest, Anything could go wrong.
But the funny thing.
Good morning, Mrs. Lewis. Good morning.
The funny thing, you have a point there, because when you look at how it happened in that crowd, and with the limited security he had for that to happen, there was a lapse somewhere.
Mike, it had a real security, Mike. Yes,
I saw the video from different angles. But what I'm saying,
that was plenty security.
But what I'm saying,
I don't think security has anything to do with it, Mike. I think the whole point about it, you need to have respect for the Prime Minister.
We know
whatever
that.
he said,
yes.
Whatever he said, you're supposed to agree with it. Whether you feel to agree with it or not, you had no right to pelt the stone.
Right. Let's look at it at another angle. If you know there's a protest going on, as a Prime Minister, the people have issues with what is said. Why would you want to get out your vehicle to go through a crowd of people when you could have driven your vehicle into the compound? That's my query.
And from my point of view, from my point of view, I believe he had that intention for the Prime Minister, sorry to say, because I cannot understand. He came out from wherever he came from. He came out at a willing mind, risking his life, also his family, with all this thing that's going on, to actually came out to the country, to his country, to show something and to say something and show people that he's interested. And there you go, came out your own vehicle to pelt. That don't make sense. So he has that intention for that man. And honestly, what if that man has passed on? What would have been that person's? What would have been that person?
Yeah, but we missed any point. As a Prime Minister, a leader of a country, if you're going into Parliament, right, do you see that happening with our Prime Minister? No. Even though there's no process on that.
Mike, it has nothing to do with our Prime Minister. It has to do with their country.
Listen to me.
So
I'm talking about in general. I'm talking about in general.
Let's hear this comment, Mike. The man accustomed walking through a crowd of his people, he just didn't expect that.
Right.
hurling missiles
Agree.
wrong though.
Agree, but listen, at the point,
Anywhere, they
listen,
do the as a prime minister. So
at the point and time, you had crowds, whether he accustomed walking, and you know the tension was there, why would I come out to walk amongst the people? That doesn't make sense, right?
but
I remember.
He know that would have happened, would he?
Huh?
So let us hear Jizan people. We can't talk over one another, right? So let us hear Jizan's comment. Jizan, go ahead.
Okay, you know what Mike missed the point, right? Okay, the crowd of people, he's a prime minister, yeah? He allowed to walk wherever he wants and do his duty as a prime minister, yeah? Obviously, yeah.
Yeah.
So he, you know, haven't had security there, yeah, as Rihanna said, right? So why would they, you know, they didn't have the intention to attack him. You know that, would he? Obviously, he read into their mind to know exactly what's going to happen, or they're going to pelt a stone or get like that. He's doing his duty as a prime minister. Okay,
Right.
but it's the same thing. But it's one of things, and it had protests and people is crowded. Obviously, people will be crowded. All the people will be crowded. So, but if I'm being okay, somebody pelts a stone, wherever, he will be aware of that. It could happen. People get like riots and stuff. We don't plan riots. It happened. We had a big riot here. I was pregnant with my daughter in 2015, the biggest riot ever. I was out. I didn't know that was going to happen with my big. I didn't know that. And everybody just stormed the whole building, the city center, the shopping center, mashed up the place. And I really was not that going to happen.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, what I'm saying is, as a prime minister and knowing what's going on globally, right? We've seen it all over the world. We see what happened with the French. We see what happened in Haiti. As whether they are different from us, because we as a people, we are more the party-like mentality. So we ain't going down that road to fight. But at the end of the day, these protests was happening even before that incident. So why would you put your life in danger? Yes, he thought that they were passive like us. Why would you do that? I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. Yeah. So Robin said he thought they were passive like us. Exactly.
Yeah.
But they had protests going on all the time.
Yes, we have Abby. Abby is saying that taking away the people's choice make them angry and walk the street as if he's untouchable.
There you go.
Right?
There you go.
Okay. So Lion was going and win. Good morning, Sonali.
They got yourself, Miss Bartholomew.
Morning,
All the
Sonali.
Bacchanal ladies from last night. The Bacchanal ladies from last night.
I don't go to
Well, they really had a time. They missed
Only-
Rihanna because they wanted Rihanna to finish the
Yeah, but Rihanna didn't want to take part. She didn't want to take part.
No. Don't come with me with that this early morning, Mr. Mike. Sholan and Chika, I don't think I messaged Chika, but Sholan know that I finished work late and my Wi-Fi and my data was really giving trouble on my way home. And
Oh,
when
you
I did
messaged
log
me-
in,
you messaged me anytime like that?
when I did log in, you said to mute my mic when I was going to speak.
Yeah, because you was traveling and you was getting all the background noise. So
right,
we
now-
continue.
Private people.
So we continue. Yeah, we continue. Leave that for lunchtime. Leave that for lunchtime.
No, I'm not leaving nothing for lunchtime. Dealing with you now. Anyway, yes, Chika, we were speaking.
So Lion
Right,
was
so,
going and say Wayne, yeah.
Right? The Prime Minister, that is his normal behavior. Right? It's not uncommon for him particularly to traverse his crowd and his people. So it's actually normal behavior as opposed to different presidents and prime ministers of countries. Because I mean, the security detail, when you talk about security, there are different levels of security for different levels of government, for different VIPs when they enter into hostile or deemed hostile. So what would happen? The security detail would assess, based on visits to this particular place, the prime minister, it would be a level 1 or a level 2 or a red or a hot zone. Or there would be a certain way, and then the security detail would be dispatched based upon the situation. Right? And this particular situation, normally, it is not as a level 1 or a hot zone or a hostile zone. It didn't operate like that. And that was a mistake on the security detail assessment before letting VIP come through the area. Now, if the security detail and the persons involved, whether it be the Secret Service or whoever, they would have had a meeting and they would have said, okay, this visit, we need to have this amount of parameters, it must have a block wide net, and it is throw up a net. And you see, people don't understand that because this is his norm, it became an issue where his life was put in danger. Now the security detail have to re-examine how the Prime Minister goes around now in because of how COVID and this kind of reaction. So, as Mike was saying, the Prime Minister is not responsible for his security. If the person who is responsible for him says, hey, he had to stay in the car, he had to stay in the car. If the Secret Service in the United States find that it is not safe for the president to move through here, the man who's calling that will say, keep the VIP in the car. He has no call. The call is the man who controlling his security detail, not the president or the prime minister.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah. Because Shalon, even he is the prime minister, they are responsible for him just the same way like the president.
They have one man coordination.
Yeah. So I think
that man getting buff right now. You see that man, you see what he's getting head buff?
Yeah.
That gentleman is getting some serious buff.
And that's what I'm saying.
No,
go ahead.
You can't stop something like that because you can't, as Jazan say, you can't plan for that. You don't know when something like that's going to happen. Right? So now, when he is going to visit now, the security measures will be different now because of what happened. Which is very distasteful though, because when you're doing protest, you have ways to protest. You have ways to protest. Yeah, so Chica, what is your view?
But at the end of the day, Chica, that's all. You're correct what you're saying. It goes back to security. Because whether he walks among the people, it doesn't matter. Because of the tension that was taking place in the country even before, that senior security detail person who's responsible for security and the whole is responsible for the life of the prime minister. So if he comes and he said to his juniors, listen, you all see what's going on outside Parliament. The Prime Minister must not come out that vehicle. And he has to respond to that.
Hear what I'm saying? The Prime Minister wasn't even supposed to go through that road. You see, because it was supposed to be revised from before, the road he taken, where he going. This, you know what, whole countries, how they set up, how their VIPs go through a particular scenario, they would have never sent the VIP through that particular area because there was not access to the detention site. It would have never have to be anything other than, okay, he had to come in by chopper. He had never come in by vehicle, by car.
But even right here,
yeah, to the where he needs to go, and he would not address the public, maybe on a big screen somewhere.
Right. And
because of detention.
But even in Trinidad, we have seen that in the past with our prime ministers. The security details don't lapse where that is concerned. If there's a protest going out the parliament, you would not pass your prime minister through that area, whether he walks among the people or not. There are areas, there are places that you can pass the prime minister. That's why the senior security detail person failed. And he failed big time.
What he's saying is that would have been discussed months before the visit to come up with a proper decision of how the VIP is to enter into a place. Right? So it is not just a driving down the road and the security seat. It is a discussion before, right? And then a decision is made. So they would have actually airlifted him if it was the president or the United States or something, and never let him drive through because you stuck in a big stone. If it was a terrorist attack, it could have been a grenade launcher. And
Yeah.
the car might not have been able to withstand the rocket. Right? Comment section.
So Abby is saying why anger the people and expect no reaction from them. Yes, so Robin, yeah, Robin is agreeing with what you said there.
You have to expect reactions from people when people feel that
Yeah,
the choices have been taken away. That you
yeah.
have to prepare for that. And that's a discussion. And it was a
So
solution.
Abby,
You know?
Abby is asking how the security is supposed to predict a launching missile from the crowd. Now, it's not about predicting, it's about assessing the city. You
He
already
wasn't
see that
listening.
these persons in hostile, as they say, they're angry. So anything
First
could
to
happen, and
begin with.
because
First
you
to begin
know,
with. First to begin with. People wasn't listening. He wasn't listening. The discussion would have been had before the day the prime minister was going to that particular venue. People are not listening. You're not predicting something going to happen. You're preparing because you know the climate of the world is unstable.
Yep. There you go. Yep.
So what you're doing is that you're preparing for that with that in mind. So what you would do instead of him driving through, you'd have take a helicopter, a chopper, and airlift him over that crowd. And let him land somewhere and protect him going into a protected building where he can make his address. Because that kind of address, you will get attention.
Yeah.
That's what you do. That's why they put the President of the United States in Air Force One. Half the time, the dummy car is the car driving and going to the security, making people feel he in that car. That time in
Exactly.
Air Force
Yep.
One.
Yep. Yep.
With,
Yep.
with protective jets on the side of him above the upper atmosphere. And then when they make it look, he have a dummy. All you know, the President of the United States have a clone, he's have a dummy in a car. And when you think that is Biden walking through the door, that is somebody with properly well done makeup looking like Biden, and Air Force One done airlift the president a day before. He reached inside there and somewhere in a bunker protected a day before. You understand? So we have to understand when you're dealing with hostile situations, they can't predict. The reason why you do that is because you can't predict. Right? Right.
I think before Chica come on, I think there was a lapse in security big time. Trust me. Whether he walk among the people or not, whether you're accustomed greeting people, because Mr. Gonzalez is a very nice and lovable guy amongst the whole Caribbean, all the prime ministers. But again, because of the tensions that's going on around the world, you have to rethink. And he as a prime minister, he's not a security personnel. The people who are responsible for his life are the ones who need to take responsibility, assess the situation days before, knowing there is tension, and as we say, whether you take a chopper, a helicopter, a rocket, they pass him through a tunnel, it should have been done better. So evade that crowd, and that definitely would have never happened.
So, Cheeks, somebody messaged me and I would like you to answer this, right, Chica? Someone's messaged me and they was asking, do you think the security has seen that that person was going to pelt and could have done something?
so
Who
the
sent,
whole
who sent that message? Who sent that message?
I will ask
Don't worry,
you that
Mike.
message, but before I answer the question, I'm not going to read Sonali's comment, but she's saying yes, she was agreeing with what Shirley said. They will assess the situation, etc. And yes, I was agreeing with Shirley as well in terms of because we can't expect anybody to predict anything, and that's why you plan. And as Sonali is saying, worst case scenario, develop strategies to evade. Right, so exactly what he's saying. Mrs. Lewis is saying should be done more professionally by security. So because you're aware of the situation, the security, I mean, yes, sometimes nobody knows exactly where the stone came from. The security may not have seen, it's a lot of people, so you may not have seen who is pelting the stone if somebody's, so the security can't do anything. The security in the first place should have not allowed the prime minister to go out into that type of environment, because anything could happen when persons are angry. Yeah, so that's No, the security is supposed to prevention.
Yep.
So that would not have, happened in the first place.
Yeah.
In terms of Abby's comment with the Prime Minister wanting to overpower the people, if it is you could, the Prime Minister, right, Gonzalez, there's no overpowering. There are persons outside the seeing cars being burned, people making a lot of noise, angry. How you overpowering that? Yeah? Some persons would have said, the Prime Minister, he stood with the people during the volcano, the storm, everything that they experienced. He stood with them. That's what people were saying. But when people believe, they're seeing that their choices are being removed, right? They think their human rights are being taken away, as they will say. They don't care about what he did before,
Correct.
Right? It didn't give them the right to pelt him with a stone, but you cannot read the minds of people, and in anger, people will do anything, basically. You can't predict what the person is. Either they remain calm, they decide to deal with it in a peaceful manner, or they decide to deal with it violently. And as we see, violence prevailed in that case. Violence did prevail. And all because they wanted to mandate vaccine. Right? That's how it came about. It wasn't just, and this is for public servants, persons in the private sector. They want to mandate, they want to agree to, and the citizens did not agree with it. We don't know if it's any minority or not, but it was plenty people outside.
So the interesting thing about this is that this is a small island.
Very.
And but the superpowers of the world talking something different.
Yes.
So we're gonna look at this clip with the big boys. Now that was little boys and little uprisings and stuff. But the big boys saying something, so we're going to take a look at what the biggest boys are them saying at this point. Hopefully. Hopefully not. Hopefully.
Yeah. Big boys. So we're talking vaccine passport people. Yeah, we're talking.
I don't know.
That's some big thing to say.
Right?
She that magic show.
Sorry there. I was talking to my big daughter.
Mike was in a different place. I waited for everybody to kind of come back to the world.
Sorry, I apologize. I was talking to my big daughter.
Because we're talking about it that was a small island, right?
Yeah.
But the whole gist about it is really mandating certain things, and people behave in a way that they're not supposed to behave, because now you're giving government right to do all kind of thing. And when you act in violence, now they could throw you in jail, take away your rights, tell you as a terrorist. So it's all kind of things government should respond to this kind of behavior. Peaceful protest, as my boy Martin used to say, he used to do a lot of peaceful protests. Martin Luther King was a guy who was very good in peaceful protests without much violence.
Yeah.
Right? And I think we have to take some pages out of the book. If we're not agreeing with something, let us find a way to, if you have to protest, do it in a tasteful way. Because that is your right.
Yeah.
And I find this untasteful way kind of showing its head. Yeah? So let me have the bigger boys have to see.
Let's have a listen.
But
requiring that they get tested or vaccinated. Obviously, with a strong preference for vaccination. Then we said new employees will be required to get vaccinated before they can start work for the city of New York. These kind of actions are making an impact far beyond the boundaries of New York City. We're seeing our state and other states like California following suit. We're seeing the federal government following suit. New York City's starting every time the action. We're setting the pace. And we're going to do that again today with today's announcement. But let me also talk about the private sector. We've seen leaders in the private sector blaze the trail here. I want to thank a great New York City entrepreneur, Danny Meyer, for the announcement he made regarding his restaurants. I want to thank Equinox and SoulCycle for the decision they made about vaccine mandates. I want to thank everyone in the Broadway community for the decision they made related to indoor performances. So examples right there, dining, fitness, performances, where you see leaders in the private sector already saying clearly, vaccination's the answer. We need these strong, clear mandates. And we've proven that even with outdoor entertainment, it makes sense. Our homecoming concerts are going to be amazing. But if you want to go to one of them, you have to be vaccinated. That's a requirement. Climbing this ladder is giving us more and more ability to fight back the Delta variant. By fighting the Delta variant, we will continue our recovery, and we will ultimately beat COVID. So today I announce a new approach, which we're calling the Key to NYC Pass. The key to New York City. When you hear those words, I want you to imagine the notion that because someone's vaccinated, they can do all the amazing things that are available in this city. This is a miraculous place, literally full of wonders. And if you're vaccinated, all that's going to open up to you. You'll have the key. You can open the door. But if you're unvaccinated, unfortunately, you will not be able to participate in many things. That's the point we're trying to get across. It's time for people to see vaccination as literally necessary to living a good and full and healthy life. The Key to NYC Pass will be a first-in-the-nation approach. It will require vaccination for workers and customers in indoor dining, in indoor fitness facilities, indoor entertainment facilities. This is going to be a requirement. The only way to patronize these establishments indoors will be if you're vaccinated, at least one dose. The same for folks in terms of work. They'll need at least one dose. This is crucial because we know that this will encourage a lot more vaccination. We've seen it already.
No, we have to understand that this thing is not just no. This have been coming for a long time.
Mike, I talk about this. I talk about this.
Yeah.
We had a discussion about this last week.
Yeah, but you have to remember, there goes the choices now. Because when you look at what's happening virtual, a lot of people who don't want to be vaccinated, they would not have the access to these outdoors facilities. So what will happen? As he said, you do it indoors, you do it virtual, as we see happening. So people want to go like before, right, and enjoy themselves among people, must be vaccinated. Now, in a way, yes. In a way, no. But more yes, because of the fact that they want to keep the virus down. So I agree with them. So the choice, again, it boils down again to your choice. Exactly.
Mike,
Yeah.
Mike, you heard that answer on there? You listen to that answer?
Yeah, I listen. I heard it before.
You talking about outdoor activity. Or you talk about work. You ain't hear any man say.
Exactly.
Yeah, but the going to
You
work.
talking about outdoor and that piece.
To get a job.
No, but
Get a work.
yeah, but
Yes.
he didn't say to get a job. He didn't say
Yes,
to
he
get a job.
did. Yes, he did. That was the first
But
thing.
remember,
First thing.
remember,
Yes.
this is nothing new. This has been in common for years. And you're looking
Yeah,
at...
but Mike, hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Just now. Hold on. Just now, Chica. Just now, Mike. Just now, Sholan. Hold on, Joseph. Mike, the first thing as the clip start, the man was sitting like this. And as I go on to new employees that they're starting to work,
I heard that.
jobs.
I heard that. It's the same thing that is happening
Mike,
here.
but
That has
Mike,
nothing to do with
but
outdoors.
But
That
listen
has
to me.
nothing to do
We
with
talk-
outdoors.
Yeah,
Mike,
but at
wait,
the
let
end
me
of the
talk
day,
first. Mike,
at
hold
the
on.
end of the day, wait.
Right.
At the end of the day, the choice will always be your choice. So
It
if
has nothing
people,
to do with choice.
it
If you
has
want
to do
work,
with choice. What
Mike,
you talking about?
well then stay home and work for nothing then. Stay home and work for nothing then.
but you could do a business and get money So we're
Mike,
talking
you
about
still have to get vaccinated. That is a business.
to do your own business.
Mike,
To do
Mike,
your own
let me
business.
tell you something, Mike. Here
So,
what's happening,
so
right?
I open a business, right? I open a business, right? I open a business, and you, Jason, Shulan, and everybody has to come to me. All I don't know if I had COVID or not.
Yeah,
then
but
I have
that-
to be vaccinated in order for
Okay,
all to be
so
safe
people,
to come to me.
people who doing business online, are they vaccinated? Do they have to
Mike,
get
that's
vaccinated?
online. The man never said nothing
But
about online.
I'm
Anyway,
trying to
Shika,
bring a
Shulan,
point.
Continue, please.
I'm trying to
Continue.
show you something. If you
Don't show me
want to
nothing.
start
I
your
think
own
you
business,
understand the man.
you
Hold
don't
on,
want to
hold
go
on,
and do
hold on,
a
just
job
now,
or
just
work for
now,
somebody.
just now.
You do
Wait,
your own
wait,
business,
wait,
you make
wait,
your money
wait.
online.
Wait, hold
So
on, hold
how
on.
vaccination come there?
Ole, we're not arguing, right?
No, we're not arguing.
Look at girl talking there. Look at girl talking
She wants to know if it's a discussion or an argument. People
Right, so
getting
what
hot up in
saying?
here.
It's Saturday, girl. I want to just be on a Saturday. So I don't think we really here take the time to understand. No, Jizan, Rihanna,
We need
Mike,
security.
right? Listen,
Yes, we're listening.
when Burn Team is our online business, but
But all the
it
vaccinated.
have yes, it have what it is. It have physical
It has
components to online business. So if you
online
order
business,
a meal, you
you
order,
outdoors as well. You indoors, you outdoors.
yes, before we had to go in the gym, we have personal training, we have. So what I'm saying,
Yes.
if you have to order a meal, that means it have a physical component. Somebody has to make it, somebody has to deliver it. You understand? And those would be people who are either employed. So that goes for every restaurant who has delivery.
But that's
You could order online. You could order online, but then it takes a person to make the food or
to make it
persons,
and deliver it to your house.
and then it takes a driver to get the food to
to
you.
bring it, and the person to bring it to your doorstep, right?
So online doesn't mean when you order something, it appears home by you without any human right? And if you notice now, easy, you know. If you notice now, look at this, Look at this. If you notice, there are a lot of technical advancements now. Right now, big companies glad for people who say, well, I stay home because now it have robots making the burgers, and now Tesla has the driverless delivery vehicle. So at some point in time, if it is you want to stay home, that is okay. The company will just have robots doing the delivery, robots creating the burger, robots. People don't understand. Right? So in reality, the mandation is what you're seeing rolling out now. Is that if you even have to work in a restaurant, you have to work in retail, right? Even if somebody order a dress online and then come by the store to pick it up, they still have human interaction. We're not at the point where we have less human interaction. We have a lot of human interaction.
What is the agenda for 2030? Somebody could tell me?
Mike, right now we're in 2021. We ain't
I'm
talking about
asking the
2050.
question. I'm asking the
Right
question.
now we're talking present in
yes,
here.
I am asking
Right?
the
We
question.
can't be going to the future one day at a time.
What is the agenda for
What
2030? All of that leads up to exactly what's happening today. So I'm asking that question.
What I'm saying is that the topic this morning is about we kind of looking at the vaccine mandations that's coming into the big countries that they work with. New York, we touched on Kingston because it was a little uprising against the Prime Minister. And we want now we're doing this so that people can see what the big first world countries doing, because it is going to affect all countries.
Exactly.
Right? This has never been before, because if something happened in China, that China problem long time. If something happened in India, that India problem. This we are one world now, you know. People talking about one world. We one world long time, you know. Because what's happening in the world now is affecting everyone. What happens to the dollar and the fluctuation of the interest rate, it happens to all of us. Right?
Yeah.
So what we're doing today is we're trying to track the mandation and how it has similarity. So we just heard them big boys talk about it. and my boy in Vinci. Why? Because St. Vincent relies heavily on the United States for the bilateral trades. Right? All the bilateral trade agreements and foreign trade agreements that St. Vincent relies on the United States. So they have to be up faster.
And Trinidad.
Because if they don't adopt that,
And
then the
Trinidad.
country will suffer with the bilateral trade agreement.
And Trinidad.
Exactly, Trinidad bilateral trade agreement. Same thing with Great Britain. We have bilateral trade agreements with Great Britain and China. Right? So let us focus when we discussing on edifying instead of bickering, because at the end of the day, if all the superpowers of the United Nations already, this man telling all about a key to the city, the majority of trainees go New York.
Correct.
But the majority of trainees always end up in New York.
In New York, correct.
All the time. Oh, plenty of our families in New York, plenty family in New York. Right? That come like second Caribbean.
It is the second Caribbean.
We're trying to show St. Vincent, he didn't have a choice. His bilateral trade agreements with the United States, he has to get on board. We would have to get on board. So this is why we try to show the vibration. Really? You cool now?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, this is not an outing, and even what we say now it has started. I'm looking for the year, even before 2015. All of this was being put in place long time. So at the end of the day, what we're saying is nothing new it might be new for Trinidadians, but it's not new for the first world countries. And we have to understand, at the end of the day, whether we have choice or not, yes, you still have your choice. 2030 is a mandate, and we need to understand that. So everything you see taking place, when you listen to these leaders, you will see all of them in line of saying the same thing. The same thing. Yeah?
Yeah.
I didn't choose violence. Sonali, it's Sherlan. It's not me.
Sherlan was very calm.
No.
Really?
Because,
yeah.
All right. Remember, we like to feel like we have a part of ourselves as human beings to think that we know something more than somebody else. We try to get information, right? But in reality, we just have to look at patterns and trends. And the trending thing, we say that trends and patterns. So the trending scenario with all the superpowers under the United Nations, all.
And then one.
Then China, so they are no help.
Then one.
You have no country to run to. You can't run New York for your auntie. You can't go by Japan in England. You can't go by Wingking in China. You have nowhere to escape. Now, what I've seen, and I told you this like when I was venting, right? I was venting off air. And what I told you guys, for all those who have issues, we have an island in the middle of the Bocas that we could fall on the panorama and carry all our years. Because this is where the world is going. You can't control it. You can protest today, tomorrow, next week. It's not going to change anything. The world has already made a decision.
The world has changed long time.
Right? So,
I think,
Jizan, where's the view in Great Britain? Jizan, you're laughing in the back. Come.
But I think too, before Jizan talk, we in the Caribbean, just how Jizan, we in the Caribbean are so far behind when it comes to exactly what's going on now, because we have never understand the technology and the changes. So that's why we have so many issues when it comes to technology. The Caribbean has always been behind. Now that things is happening at a fast pace, we are fighting to catch up. So we don't understand some of the things that is taking place. And that's a fact. The Caribbean is not ready. I've never been ready.
Well, I would say something. England is ready because technology is everything here. So
we know that. We know that. The UK technology is fast. Exactly. UK, US, and
everything
then
is online. Right now, I can't say the last time I've been to the bank.
Exactly.
in person. Everything
Exactly.
is online. You do everything online. Apps, everything. The
When,
world has changed.
but listen,
It's changed.
let me just go back a little bit to tell you how, again, the people in the Caribbean, not bashing, because I'm a Trinidadian. When I was at the age of 22, I was in the US and I went to Rockefeller Center. The first time I ever saw a bank card was in New York City. A bank card that you use in a machine, right? That's what we're talking about. That's what the technology has already started years ago. So with the online banking, that has been here a long time. It's just that we now try to catch up with it.
I can't tell you last I went to the cash point and withheld cash. I don't carry cash. It's so changed now. People not even taking cash in some shops. It's
Right.
card payment everywhere
Yep.
you go.
Cashless society that has been
Yes.
around. Yeah.
Right. So, what we're talking about this morning is the vaccine passport. The need to be vaccinated to even be a customer, because that's what he said, right? So you
Yes,
need to be
I agree.
vaccinated.
You have to be vaccinated. No if or no but.
Yes. Yeah, because they say indoor, outdoor, it doesn't matter the activity. You
It
need
does
to
not
be
matter.
vaccinated. It's the key. So you can't enter somebody's house, because people are saying that now. So if I am vaccinated, I can't come by you then. Right? It is so serious. So even if it is somebody they are self-employed, they have their own business, and they have to, let us say it's maintaining yard, landscaping. Persons are asking now if it is you are vaccinated in order to come into their premises online. There are lots of things that happen online, but now we see there is now we having a side, one side vaccinated, the next side unvaccinated, and as we know, it's something new now that will cause a divide, right? So now we are seeing that they are saying it's a key. That vaccine, even if it's one dose, you need to at least have a dose to go into the restaurant, to go to the gym. People are saying we're ready for gym to reopen, but you need to be vaccinated now to go to the gym, because there are lots of persons there using the equipment, and they are saying in order to be a part of the activities, you have to be, but that's what he's saying. Whatever the activity is, to go to work, to get a new job, you need to be vaccinated to go and purchase. You imagine you need to be vaccinated to go and spend your own money, right? So it is very serious. So technology, no technology around the world, because when it is you look at the lives that's happening on the outside and they go to the comment section, I like one of those persons belonging to the comment section Readers Association. When it says you go to the comments, it's not only in the Caribbean or in Trinidad and Tobago that persons have negative comments to make, that persons have ignorant comments to make because they don't have the information. It is all over. Persons are making certain remarks based upon what it is they think, based upon what it is they believe, and based upon misinformation. So that is all over. That is all over. So whether it's first world, third world, second world, whoever world, persons are still of the same mindset. The majority of persons are, because look, I watching when I think it was Israel, and in the comments, somebody post if it have if it have fetus in the vaccine, they say it have fetus in the vaccine, and that is what kind of comment is that then? Right? People saying they don't want to be vaccinated. They're seeing in the US it's have persons who did not take the vaccine, they are like on their deathbed right now because they did not want to take the vaccine. So it's not only here, nobody has reached the percentage for herd immunity as yet, no one. Nobody. I don't know if anybody know of any country, but nobody reached it. There is still vaccine hesitancy all over the world, whether it's first, second, third, whoever, there's hesitancy. And all over the world, leaders are saying we need to be vaccinated. We know that the children cannot be vaccinated right now. they are reaching as fast, telling parents to wear masks indoors to protect their child because their child is not vaccinated. Their child, I mean, it's hard for a child to wear a mask. It's even, it will be harder for them because we know the adults. It's hard for them too. So far less for the children. So this is how serious it is. This is how serious it is. So we need to understand that this vaccine mandate is not just Trinidad and Tobago, it's not just the Caribbean, it's all over, and they are taking it seriously. It's not one, as Sherlon was just saying, it's not just China handling their own problem or the US or the UK handling their own problem. It's a worldwide thing. And we need to, so Abby saying what will happen to the people who can't be vaccinated due to health? Right, so they have that one exception, right? It have that 1% that is not even in the majority of persons who have cancers or autoimmune disease. Abby's also saying, so a doctor who had been in their field for decades, who don't agree with the vaccine, is given misinformation. Yes, a lot of times persons give misinformation to cause fear, right? To cause panic and to cause uprising. So there are doctors who are, yes, they're in the field, but it doesn't mean to say that they're going to feel obligated to really provide the correct information. So now he's saying it has really gotten serious. Right now, I have family in Holland who sent out a broadcast asking all members of our clan to be vaccinated and have a negative test in order to stay with them. If we wish not to comply, it have hostile. So imagine that. Right, so that is family, right? That's family saying that, here what, get vaccinated. They want to protect their home, the people of their home. So how you gonna be upset with people who want to protect their family? So if it is you coming from wherever you're coming from, you better come straight. And that's what it is. So if you want to sell, you want to buy, you want to free up yourself and you want to enjoy yourself, it's either you go back to the jungle in the bush and say you want to get vaccine, or you decide you want to be a part of, you want to be in the activities, that is okay. Right? So yes, it's a choice, but you make a choice for yourself. Make sure and remember, so Liana and I were also having a discussion. When it is you thinking, okay, well, other people in the family vaccinated, you are the unvaccinated, can cause your family to end up falling in a category where it's affecting them negatively, yeah? So really think about what it is you're doing. Yeah, like
Yes,
so.
people,
If people don't take their vaccine, what will happen to them? Well, time. You've seen what happening. Yes, time will tell. Time will tell.
Very nice thing. You must always know, you see, when you're fighting a war, you must know when to attack and when to stand, when to retreat. People have to understand if you're fighting a war, you have to understand where to put yourself so that you will benefit. Right? It's not only about what I believe is right or what Chika believes is right or what the government doing. You can't control your government. No matter what you do, no matter how much people you talk to, no matter how much WhatsApp video you send, you cannot control the government at these people. And society now is requiring a certain scenario. And as I said before, I respect those whose decisions are different. But then, as Chika said, it have a lot of land that have a lot of trees where you can set up a little camp, and I'm sure Jazari go in big.
When them big mosquitoes come out, so.
What's that because the mosquito them long so in the bushes? When you get our first mosquito bite?
You wanna know what's the game? You get
when you
stupid
realize
one time.
you can't charge your cell phone. Right? So people remember a little later is what you're cooking, there's the bacchanal section. Really, we are to tell the youths on them. Really, we are to tell them here. The people are them who still hesitant. All you're seeing, that's why we begin these videos, you know. All you're seeing Well, let's see it, eh? Remember, let's see it here. Notice our local TV stations not showing these things.
They will never show
I
that.
want to
Never.
understand something. These
Never.
kind of clips you showing here. You
Never.
see this on TV6.
No.
You see this on...
Why would they? Why would they
Well,
show
they're
that?
very careful.
They would never show that.
So for me,
Right?
honestly, as Sholan said, for me to tell all the youths, I believe that to me, honestly, this is my opinion. Yesterday at work, we
What
were
is it,
having a
Tina?
discussion. We were having a discussion about vaccines and stuff, right? And they were saying, one person in particular was saying around the table that they think they shouldn't have bring out the names of the vaccine. They should have just said it's COVID-19 vaccines, right? And to me, honestly, I think the name or nothing doesn't matter. It's all about within the individual. And as the clips that we see, so long as you're not vaccinated, you cannot work. You can't even leave to go anywhere. It's better you stay indoors than you be outdoors. Because I may be vaccinated, Shola might be vaccinated, Chika might be vaccinated, Jazan might be vaccinated. All of us live in one house. But let's say Mike is the one that always go out and come back in. He's risking our life. Because we're not sure where he does be most of the time. And he's coming back home right to us.
Uh-huh.
So all that's that as the youth. And youths nowadays want to go double palm. They want to go by a friend house to Lime.
How you always on this double palm? You always on this double palm, boy.
Wait, hold on. There's not much places that open, okay? And most young people has boyfriend, fiancés, and
So
they mightn't be
why
able
double
to
palm?
go.
You don't know other place they can go beside double palm?
Mike, could I finish my statement, please?
All the resorts now. We know what you mean. All the resorts.
I
Go
can't
ahead,
call
all
all
the
the
hotel and-
resorts.
Yeah, the hotel,
Exactly.
whoever. Double palm.
Thank you very much. Thank you
I feel
very
I do a
much,
live by double
Tika.
palm, you know, Mike. Mike, I feel I'm going up by double palm and do a live. I feel I'm going to do a roof in
When,
camera by double
you,
palm.
when you're ready, call me. We go and do it together. Yeah, you want-
That
I go
makes
bring my
alright.
camera.
Anyway, and I was saying, so I believe for the youths, and really and truly it's from 18 and over, right? So whether youths may now finish school, they might be in the early 20s, late 20s, 30s, whatever your age may be, but you fall in the category under youth. I believe you must have some sort of family or some sort of siblings, or you might have kids, or you might have a husband or fiance, and it have a household of you all, and you all belong to a youth. I believe that you should be vaccinated. Where that today, tomorrow, our Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago decides to come on air and said other places is going to reopen. You sure that you don't now have to look to go rush to get vaccinated? You're already vaccinated. And when the Prime Minister comes on air, you have that card. Or they could pull you up on a system and said, okay, Sholan Coffee has been vaccinated.
Riri for Princess Tom West. And we
MP.
will, I'm telling all you,
Which party? Which party?
Princess Tom, I don't care which one.
Shall I form soul party?
West.
The Burn Team
Right?
Party. The Burn Team Party.
Yeah, that's what Princess Tom
I
West.
go be the communication officer. I go be the
I don't
communication
know that.
officer.
I'm waiting.
I go be the communication officer. You put Chika's the vice prime minister, the spokesperson. Yeah. I for that.
And Sholan, I will pay Sholan personally. I will pay Sholan personally to be my bodyguard.
As campaign manager, I think that check.
Yes.
All right, that check. As campaign manager, because you see, listen, we understand that people have the issues. We're not trying to downpress or downplay people. But what I always like to do is look at what is going on outside of the bubble you're in. Because when we in Trinidad, we kind of like we in a bubble, we in a test tube, right? But when we look outside and we see in the decisions leaders are making, we could now extrapolate and say, okay, this is what is coming now, because if I had to go and see my uncle in New York, I had to have a passport. If I had to go and see my coveted pumpkin, she can know. Now I know I have to get a passport.
You who?
Exactly.
Go and see who?
Coveted pumpkin.
You coveted pumpkin? Would that the third
Yeah.
party? That the
That's
outside?
not a third
Coveted
party.
pumpkin.
Oh, okay.
Right? But pumpkin, because she is state. Right? So what I'm saying is that no, if I don't go and see,
Yeah.
I had to have a passport. Right? So if Burn Team had to go in Equinox, I always told, I tell a lot of people I always wanted to take a sweat in Equinox in New York. That gym real nice. Right? That is me. And even to go back to our regular gym sessions, now look at it.
Exactly.
Look where we reach to. Right? So I am not trying to validate the decisions of governance or trying to come against what is happening. I'm just saying, we as mini gym, we have to go to work. We have to go to work. Chica has to go
And
to
the
work.
population that we work with as well.
Right? And we work with special needs. We work with special needs. Even for Special Olympics coming up, we have to train athletes for Special Olympics who have compromised immune systems. So that means from the ministry perspective, they would say that it is a requirement because we train in athletes for Special Olympics to fly, right? So look how it boils right back down. So my decision might be easy because I have already wrapped myself within communicating with persons with disabilities, training persons with disabilities, gym, all these things. So it affects me directly. And then my mother is a pensioner, right? And again, it affects me directly. I have to reach to that stage. So whereas others mightn't, and I respect that. But I'm asking for the persons who are saying, because I like everybody's point of view. So for the persons who are not on that board, I see Abby Rel Felton shots from England, right?
Yeah.
I'm asking the persons who not, because it have people saying, I ain't going through that. I know persons who say they ain't going through that, right? For the persons, I'm asking now, how are you going to be in society? Anybody can answer that for me, comment section, Abby. Any persons who say no. I'm asking now, how are you going to live in this society? Are you now going to go back to your roots where you're going back in the jungle? You're going on an island and fish and live off the land? How? How are you going on? Oh, I just want to know because I want to know. I'm interested.
So, Sholan, maybe I could, it's not for me. Last night I was talking to one of my friends on my way from work. And she was asking me, she asked me if there's any more appointments where she can make for her mom and her dad. So I said that out during the course of the week, I will let you know. Now, I asked her personally. I said, may I ask you something else? You're not going to get vaccinated. You're studying your mom and your dad, right? Why don't you study yourself? You have kids, your husband. Why don't you vaccinate the household? She was like, I'm not going to get vaccinated because I prefer stay indoors, which is a whole JACKASS, because I can't understand. You prefer you done staying indoors since last year. You come back out, we go back inside this year again. So you just prefer to continue staying indoors. That absolutely makes no sense because most of our lives are being outdoors. It's just for now we are indoors, so most of our stuff is indoors. It's so people just want to go out there like Shola and Chica, myself.
You gotta be out there. You gotta try. Yeah, true.
Right. So I think people should really think about if you want to go back outdoors and go back to bars and stuff in time to come when the Prime Minister decides to open back the country. And that's the first set of people will want to go outside there, the unvaccinated people.
That is true, eh? As soon as the place open, it's really true what you say. There's the people who ain't protected by nothing. So what I'm saying now, I'm asking, right? What I'm asking is that for persons who are not going on that road, and that's their choice, that is their choice, right? We're not here to badger anybody or try. We are getting paid no money under the table. Actually, just say Rasta get check, right? How are you going to live in society? Because if you're a breadwinner of a home, if you're paying bills, how you going and function in society where to work right? How you doing that? How you going and get around that? How that happening? Mike, what you think people would be doing if it is how they're going and live in society? What's your view?
You can't say that now. You have to wait until such time. As I said, at the end of the day, it's all about certain things that have been happening over the years. And again, we keep saying choice. I know many people who, in the government services here and abroad, who have their own choice, not taking it, but they're surviving. So I am not going to condemn anything. The choice, again, is yours. When that time comes for you to live, you will live. We don't know what tomorrow will bring. We don't know what the next day will bring. We don't know what the next day and the next day and the next day will bring. Every day we get up. We're getting up to new norm. Things happening differently. So it's all about adapting ourselves as humans, as a single person, with the choices you will make in life. So in order to survive, we can't say anything about that now. We're talking about, yes, taking the vaccine to do X, Y, Z, but then at the end of the day, we don't know what tomorrow may bring. That's my point of view, and that is my point.
Well, right about now, I ain't see nobody retracting on the vaccine mandate now. What we're seeing is more and more things being included, places that they need to be a part of. Right? So we are getting the hint it have no retraction taking place. So they're giving us, and it's come like a hurricane coming, and they're telling us to prepare for the hurricane, and we are not preparing for it. Like Trini, in Trinidad, they say hurricane coming, they might say, board up your windows, have a canned foods, prepare for that.
And we go prepare. That's what we're doing right now. The countries are getting together.
Yes.
I know when somebody in the fire, I said, your boy hungry.
So I'll be saying they are taking away people's choice. They will do away with the human rights law. Now, the thing about it is, one of the human rights is the right to health and the right to health care. Right? So when it is we want to speak about human rights, sometimes we have ourselves taken away our own rights,
All right, so listen.
So let me ask a question. Let me ask, just now, Sholon. Let me pop here. Let me ask a question. Over the years, over the ages, we have been hearing the churches, the Christian people who go to church every Sunday, the pastors, telling you, prepare for the mark of the beast. And they were talking about stuff like this. But this is what I'm saying. Listen, this is what I'm saying. So over the years, the young pastors telling you that. Prepare for mark of the beast. You're getting a chip for you to buy food. This is what will have to happen. What are we seeing today? And this have been bandaged years ago.
Stop take offering, Mike. The pastor should stop go by people also offering and COVID.
Not me. Them fool people enough.
And
not
charging
me.
people to do baptism for kids.
Charging people to do baptism, charging people to do funeral, charging people to do wedding.
Really?
They shouldn't do that.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
That's wrong.
And going yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I done with them and that's it. Right?
I done with that question there for Mike.
Yeah, like bandit. Right, so irregardless. Well, yeah. No, this is what this wanted to throw so you could cause more comments. Right? This is what they throw before we go. Right? Michael, listen. I have now heard from the biggest countries in the world, Boris don't say, all you enjoy all your August, all you enjoy all your summer, because from September, I tell him think about September since January, yeah? Look, speak at it. Boris say from September, right? And Jazan and Boris say that?
Yes.
He say enjoy the summer, but from September. Now we in the United States, them is the two superpowers that all here and nobody here coming again. If England and United States come together, it have nobody. It have nobody to stop them. I just go and say that outright. Right? That is reality.
Yeah, so US, UK, Nobody goes against the decisions that
You can't
they
go
make.
against them because by September you
Yeah.
have to be vaccinated to go to the clubs anyway. So that's a rule
Yeah.
by
And
September.
I know that you want to go. So, Tristan, are you now
My
planning to go and
I
take
have
the
my vaccine.
vaccine?
book.
All right.
I have my vaccine book. So
All
yes.
right. So let me leave a very debatable thing. She just put it up. So Abby said, yes, the Bible says you will not be able to buy or sell without the mark. Now we're talking about a book that was written decades by man. And this is what they said. So what we're seeing today, compared to what was written years ago, what do you have to say about that?
You see, everybody has their beliefs and perspectives on this, on this whole mark of the beast scenario, right?
So is the Bible lying? The Bible lying then?
I'm not saying nothing with the Bible. What I'm saying is some persons may consider the vaccine as a mark of the beast, but there are many things during our lifetime that they would have put in place that could have been considered the mark of the beast, right? So over time, we have new things coming into play that people say, oh, look, the mark of the beast reach. So many different things. I mean, before, as I will say again, with the immunization to go to school, if it is a child, the parent did not register them and they don't have their birth certificate, they're non-existent, you know. So is the birth certificate a mark of the beast for a child to go to school, for a child to get an ID card?
Do you know, this is another topic, and this is a very deep topic. Do you know the purpose of your birth paper? Do you know that? I want Sheila to go and research that.
Mike, well, you tell us, you bring it up.
No,
so you could tell us
I want
why
you guys. No, I want you guys to research. No, I'm not saying anything.
Why are we talking
Mike,
about
when
the
it
paper?
is we having a discussion, we ain't going to tell you when Mike go and research. We edifying, we say we educating, and we informing.
Right.
So
but
why
what
it
I'm
is
saying,
we at it?
I am
You
adding
can
that.
share.
I am adding that to say research first, and then we'll talk about it.
No, but Mike, I can't okay, so look, Chica has her show this afternoon, right? And why don't she, when she's advertising for her show, the effects on COVID-19 on the family, the blueprint with her topic, right? At 5:30 p.m. on Saturdays. Why don't she say, oh, let's go and research it before they come on air?
What are you talking about? That is completely
All right,
different.
so
What are you
you're just
talking
going on.
about?
So
What
yeah,
are
so
you
that's
talking
on the
about? This
battlefield.
completely what are you talking about?
Mike,
We are not at a point
Mike.
there.
Mike,
Yeah, but you're staying
Mike,
informers. You said
Riri,
something,
Riri.
so you have to tell we.
Riri, we will do a show about the March of the Beast because Chica know my background. So what I'm saying is that I want to give all you a short scenario, but we will do a live concerning that. Because that was the number of the name of Emperor Nero when they were persecuting the Christians. And when Paul was writing the letters, the 666 was the name number of Emperor Nero when he was writing to the persecuted Christians. People had a don't take thing out of context and make it into this context. Right? So we go down that road. That 666 is Emperor Nero's name in numerical value. Because he couldn't just say Emperor Nero when he was writing the letters to the persecuted Christians. I want you to understand what I'm saying. That is
That
666 and Revelation.
We could have a banter in this, you know, the same way you have that.
666 come from and
yeah,
the mark. Right? That
we
is
could go
Emperor
deeper.
Nero's
We could go deeper.
Right? But that have
at the
nothing
end
to
of the
do
day,
with
that's a different topic. That's
that
a
have
different
nothing
topic.
to do with what we're talking about. What we're speaking about is look at the trending scenarios of what is happening in the world today with the first world countries and the decisions that the governments are making and how it affects all of us. And this is an ongoing conversation because you notice as September is coming. That is why I was saying before, when I was told in Jazan, you see September.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
That's it.
I know here because Boris saying it, the US is saying it, and no matter what you people have, this is happening.
It
That
is.
come like you come and you meet your house burning down and you can't believe it burning down. This is happening. So
Yes,
we're just watching the trends as
Good.
they progress. Because we can't do anything.
I totally
about-
agree with you. Yep.
Right? So Bacchanal Saturday is 11 o'clock, half 11.
Half 11. Let me say
Half
half
11.
11.
Half
So
11.
this was
Yeah.
a serious
What
topic.
we doing at half 11? Talking food?
Cooking.
What we
Cooking.
cooking? Not
What
only
you're
cooking.
cooking? What are you
cooking?
cooking, Bacchanal?
Very good
And double
bantering
pop and all
today.
kind of thing.
Very good bantering this morning. What we cooking? What we cooking today, boy?
That's the double palm section.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? So all of you roll it out.
And
What's
saltfish.
cooking your mind?
We ain't cooking no saltfish today. It's smoke herring. Smoke
Oh.
herring.
My saltfish soaking good, real good. Since last night it's soaking to cook today.
So you
Really?
didn't go to double pump?
It was nice being in this morning show for Burn Team. It was very nice. I'll see you all at 11:30 a.m.
Chica, I ain't lying.
Yes.
Boy. Hey, this squad night, you know, this squad night.
The loyalty running in your veins, and I know it's easy to complain, yeah. But there are better days ahead of you. Better days are coming, Lord. Hey, and I know things are little hard for you, but better days are coming, Lord. Hey,
I bring it, 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 bring the iron love. I bring it, 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 bring the iron. Hold it, make some noise, jump around and make some noise. Hold it, make some noise, jump around and make some noise. Nothing sweeter than hearing the sound of who I am.
This is Iggy Riri from Basic Unconventional Raw Nutrition, inviting you to Sweaty Soca Sunday with your girl Chica J.
You don't know.
up and smile. You better get up my child. The loyalty running in your veins, and I know it's easy to complain, yeah. But there are better days ahead of you. Better days are coming, Lord. Hey, and I know things are
Your man say he don't like me. I don't like that you just call. You should think something. He make you unfollow me on IG. Motherfucker, unfollow the nothing. But I still think about your nightly. I think about what it might be like if we link up. I know you have someone. I know, but I still wanna keep it and keep it a secret. I know you have somebody. But I still wanna link up and keep it in touch. Let me take this. Come, let me take this. Let me give you a piece of the